Come on, load. Load. There we go.
You want to explain what we're doing?
Yeah, I explained in the last episode because I recorded the episode before this was where I stopped the recording because I noticed that the thing skipped. But I failed to copy over the audio from the second recording session of that one, so I recorded commentary for that on my own. But all the audio for our 19th, 20th, and final recording sessions for Wild Arm is completely fucked.
Because we're super good at this.
Because we're so good. As was the audio for our first 3 recording sessions of Bayonetta. And Wild Arms bum me out, but I would have been willing to just can it, you know? Or come back to it at a later date. Something. But Bayo...
Yeah, that's a bummer.
Yeah, Bayo, I wasn't going to let that, you know... I wasn't going to put that up with the unsalvageable audio.
Like, when you had texted me and told me that we needed to redo this, I was like, oh man, like, I don't even... Yeah. Excuse me. I was kind of looking forward to hearing... I don't remember what we talked about in the first couple episodes of Bayonetta.
Well,
so just kind of interested to hear it again. Yeah,
lots of butts. But I think that whatever we talked about, we'll talk about again, is the thing.
Probably.
Just by raw... just the things we talk about. And if we don't remember what we talked about, then we're going to naturally fall back into that pattern, I think.
So, right now we must be heading up north to go where Lady...
Yeah, and the last... Lady Harkin. Yeah, the last episode had the Darkness Tier and like the third apocalypse this world has suffered in the past 2 weeks. And it was being powered by Lady Harkin somehow. She was just chilling inside of it. I don't know. It's weird.
So does at this point does learn L-Star or True does True know who Lady Hawken is at this point?
Yeah, because he saw her when he broke the Dark Crystal in the Skeksis by throwing his head at it repeatedly. It shattered, and then it was just Lady Harkin or whatever her name is. Samantha? I forget her name, and he was... It's not Samantha. Elphaba. I don't know. Yeah, she was inside of it, and then she's like, no, I'm the demon Lady Harkin. And then she turned Lady Harkin and bamfed out of there. And then he dropped to his knees and was like, I should have been the one to fill your dark soul with light!
I could have saved her!
Lady Harkin kills herself. Suddenly all the modern game journalists are going back to this game and being like, this 20-year-old game is gonna blow your mind. Man, I've been seeing headlines, or one headline lately, it's like, these 14, ready to feel old? These 14 classic songs are as old as the class of 2019. Like, so are they 14 or 15 years old? And why are you choosing such an obtuse way to tell us the age of these songs?
You know, it must be a real, I don't want to call it a talent, but at least you have to have a real good knack for writing clickbait headlines.
Oh yeah, I have trouble with it.
I mean...
Like, I was just trying to make a clickbait joke right there, and I'm like, how do you do it? How do you be so pandering?
How do you just be such a shitty person all the time?
Like, I understand how you can be a shitty person, but how you can do it so consistently and professionally, it takes real talent.
I wonder who the first person was to write a clickbait headline and put the like whole you won't believe number 5 will blow your mind, or you know those little things that they always put on there. What are some you won't believe number 3 this weird trick that cops hate it, or like
the ones I've been seeing for the past like 6 months at the bottom of almost every article I read anywhere on the internet. It's a picture of a pinup model on top of a plane wearing like a sexy kind of soldier girl outfit.
Yeah.
And it's like 19 shocking photos of World War II. Number 15 will chill you.
Yeah.
Like, what the why are you trying? You're trying to give me... Okay, you're trying to play the boner card and the what the fuck card at the same time. Choose one, you assholes.
Yeah, if it was strictly, 20 photos from World War II of sexy soldier ladies, that'd be enough to make me look. Like, you don't need to say number 5 will...
Or if it's just... Or if it's just... sometimes you just want to see fucked up photos. And if someone's like, hey, 20 fucked up photos from World War II, and I'd be like,
that'd be plenty for me to click on
yeah. It'd give me like a too close shot of one of the photos, so I can't tell what's going on, but I'm still intrigued. But
yeah. What's especially disgusting is when the article is actually a good article, but they still put a clickbait title on it. And then people have to, I always see these on Facebook. It's practically all Facebook is now. But people will post an article and have to write, just don't ignore the headline and actually read it. It's really good.
Oh yeah.
Not if you have to say that. I'm not gonna.
Not gonna give you the benefit of the doubt.
I just don't click on it. I don't even care how interesting it or relevant to my life it might be. If it starts off with a shitty clickbait title, I'm just not gonna click it.
Oh sure, yeah.
Simple as that.
And this is pretty petulant of me, but once someone posts enough of those, I just set them to ignore on the Facebook.
Yeah.
It's like I care so little about Facebook anyway. And if I'm not actually talking to someone, I don't have a problem with going,
First, I start blocking from whatever source they posted it.
Oh, yeah.
So I'll, I don't know how many buzz feeds how many different variations of buzz feeds I have blocked. Because they keep coming back. There's so many kinds, and then anywhere else, or when they share something from a person they follow.
Oh yeah,
I start blocking those, and eventually I just unfollow the person. Because I'm just like, you post dumb shit too often. I can't handle it.
I love when someone shares something someone shared from someone else. So it's just this almost infinite, cascading series of nested profiles. It's like such and such shared this from this, who shared this from blank. It's like, who actually originated this?
And then who do I get to comment on?
Yeah.
And then sometimes people will tag me in a comment, and then I go to comment on it, but since I'm not friends with the original person or any person in that tree, I can't, you tagged me in a comment because you wanted me to see it. I saw it, and now I can't even acknowledge that I saw it. I just have to...
Yeah.
Okay.
Facebook is stupid. Social media is stupid.
Facebook used to be a thing where you would go on and be like, hey buddies, doing this, and they'd be like, cool guy, and now it's all about, look at this article that tells you the kind of person that I am and the things that I'm into, and then...
Which Harry Potter wand are you?
And then the only things that people seem to comment anymore is they just type in a person's name so that person will see it. They don't even say, hey, so and so, you should read this because it made me think of you. They just simply put the person's name in and tag.
A friend of mine, well, a friend of ours, but mostly of mine, does that a lot. My mom does it too sometimes. Anyone who does that is really frustrating. It's like, just say, hey, I thought you would think this is interesting. Like, I get that's what you're going for. I just want I at least want the illusion that we're still communicating a little bit.
Yeah, you can just take a second to type in, hey, and then tag the person's name. Check this out.
And hit backspace so it takes out my last name. Because you never approach me and say, hey, Richard Reed. Just, for fuck's sake, put in a little bit of effort. That's all I want. Well, I want that and the abolition of clickbait articles. More than that, I just want a little bit of effort.
Yeah, it's like Facebook is... I remember when they changed the interface to try to make it look more like a news site. Yeah. With headlines and big pictures, and then the headline, the text, having a bigger font and everything. And then people... I don't know what it was. People just share news on Facebook like anyone gives a fuck. You have nothing better to do. Better go on Facebook today and show people the latest article that I read from Salon Magazine.
These life hacks are gonna drive my man wild in bed while making my kids' lunches easier to make. I don't know how you combine those two, but good on you, Salon.
20 tricks to... This is one that I see often. It's when it comes to tax season. It's like 20 tricks or something to get a bigger refund. The IRS hates number 5. Like, what?
All you do is you put in your numbers and you put them in correctly, and then sometimes you go, do I qualify for any particular refund? Oh, I was so poor last year, I got like $450 back. Because like, whoa, man, you didn't make shit. you really need this.
Yikes, dude! Here, here's $400. Jeez, just go get a sandwich or something.
I did. I got a sandwich, jeans, and some shirts. I went, yay!
I love a good tax refund sandwich.
Oh yeah. I'm waiting on my one from Amtrak. I don't think they're gonna send it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm probably just gonna file it. If they don't send it by the end of next week, I'm just going to go ahead and file it, and it's gonna be probably $950 some odd, I think.
So what happens if you file income but you don't have anything from the employer? What happens to anything? You don't have a W-2 from them?
You know what? They haven't sent it to me, and so if the IRS audits me, I'll be like, hey, I called Amtrak. I did everything in my power to contact them and get it. They didn't send it. And I didn't make so much money last year that I'm evading taxes anyway. It's actually costing me money. Because I'm sure I would have gotten a little bit of extra refund from that. Yeah. It might only be $100 or $150 or so, but I would still like to have it.
Yeah.
You know. Let's see. I think actually I did that last year as well. A lot of the minor employers I've had have been terrible about getting out W-2s. I think they just don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Like, we're already paying you minimum wage. Fuck off. What more do you want? I want my refund because I make so little that I'm not actually supposed to pay taxes.
Look at how I always thought it was funny how these two were they trained together, right?
Yeah.
They came up in the same area up north in the snow.
Yeah.
But she's just so much taller than he is. No wonder it never worked out.
Yeah, it's yeah. Like sometimes you'll look at a woman, or you'll look at a couple who are of severe height discrepancy. And like at least half of the popular positions are just closed off to them. At least half.
But maybe it opens up a whole slew of new crazy ones
that you're not even aware of because he's so much bigger or she's so much bigger sometimes. That one's less common, but I have seen it. It's like maybe just one has the raw strength that compensates.
A dwarf of a man who just can lift boulders, or a woman.
Yeah.
This tiny little gnome woman. Just super strong.
But now she's back to like his height.
Elmina.
Elmina. That's a weird noise.
Yeah, it's kind of fun hearing these noises since for the longest time we didn't hear any of them.
And then we heard some of them, and then I lost the splitter. So only one of us was hearing them.
And we always heard them out of sync, too.
Yeah.
Just a few seconds. I think when I was editing Firewatch, it was about... like 7 whole seconds. It couldn't be. No, I basically just nudged the audio over, and it just lined it all up. Just nice. Just kind of...
Well, the way I do it now is that I hit record on Audacity, and then just immediately hit record on the Elgato. So there shouldn't be more than a second between them.
Maybe it was like 7 something. I just saw.
Although I may have given that one some breathing room for some reason.
Yeah, I didn't even notice until what happened. There was a very specific thing that Henry did, and then I heard the noise afterwards. And I was like, oh shit, I better fix that. But it was pretty easy. Wait,
the game audio was out of sync?
Yeah.
Oh, weird.
Just barely. Just slightly.
Odd. It should always. No, that's weird. Everything else I've recorded, it's just been naturally in sync. The lag that we get is just because it's going through and then coming to us. Oh yeah, that's where you got that badass guardian of courage, who is like a horse or maybe a lion. It's hard to tell from here.
Maybe an Anubis-ish kind of like dog kind of thing.
I can tell he has a sword because it's Japanese.
Is this the one that we were like talking about how we could easily see some furry fan art? Like really bad fan art.
Probably.
Of this one?
Yeah, I think so. Because it's not the one of Hope, which is a big ass dragon. So yeah, it must be this one.
Like this character's profile picture would be, you wouldn't see the lower part of his body really, but he'd be arching his back, and you'd see like his torso or its torso in one side of the profile picture, and then perking its ass up on the left side of the profile picture and its tail raising.
Oh yeah.
I saw that today. Like it was this really similar thing. It was just this furry dog character, and you couldn't really see what was going on the bottom, but it was just sticking its ass up. It was just so poorly drawn and breaking the anatomy so hard that its ass.
Man.
But it wasn't to the point where it was like, Ren and Stimpy style. You could picture like an ass,
yeah.
like if a character was peeking up and then the ass peeked up
Yeah.
next to it. It wasn't pushed to that level. It was just, I'm sticking my sexy furry butt up in the air. My tail's wiggling.
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Ooh. Please go away.
I just need to start clipping all of the cool profile pictures I see all over the internet. Just make a nice slideshow.
I was doing that with, I have a couple of those on my photos folder at work. Because I'll be just doing nothing, because I'm often not doing very much at work. And I'll just, usually it's the terrible ads where it's a photo of something that doesn't line up at all with what they're showing. I'm just like, what the fuck? Boom getter.
Ooh, you want some beer rigs?
Pooch for the pooch.
I got afraid of it earlier. I don't want to look at it.
Well, cut your tongue on the can because you're a dumb dog. You're just a dumb dog.
Yeah, he's a big vicious pit bull, which is why he needed to snuggle with me all night when he stayed over.
Please hold me.
Which is why he needed to curl up like a baby in the crook of my legs, like he did when he was a puppy 6 years ago.
Such a baby.
6 years ago, first time he asked me to watch him, and I told him, no, Riggs, go sleep in the living room, and he went in his bed, and then I just wake up a couple hours later, and I'm like, what's that lump? And I look over, and there's this tiny Riggs puppy just curled up.
Hello.
Hello. Very early on, I realized that even now it's almost pointless having a bed for him because he just won't.
Yeah,
he'll think you're asleep. You can pretend to sleep, and you can lay there. Ooh, excuse me. You can lay there motionless and watch him. He'll look at you and see if you're asleep, and then sneak into bed.
Sometimes I sleep on my couch because I'm like, I'll fall asleep on my bed. And this couch is surprisingly comfy. On Saturday night, I made a bed for him with some of my fleece blankets. I'm like, Rick's bed. And he kind of figured it out, and he did his dumb dog thing where he scratches at it and lays down, and the lights are off, and I lay down and close my eyes, and I open them 10 minutes later. He's standing right there staring at me.
He'll start to sigh all loud to try to wake you up if there's no room. It's really funny watching him sneak into bed, though. and it's not that I don't allow him, because obviously I do, but sometimes I won't invite him quite yet, and then I'll pretend like I'm already asleep. And he's a good dog, so he tries to wait till he has permission to do something before he does it. But if he thinks that I'm just asleep, he'll, just like ease his way up. And sometimes I'll quote unquote wake up and be like, "What are you doing?" And you're like, "Ooh."
Oh man, listen to this chant.
Is this when everything bad is gonna happen?
It already happened. This is when Cod Dingle,
okay.
that tower that's always fun to say, arises from the deeps.
This is when the big penis tower comes up.
And pierces the heavens.
I got to the part.
Pierces the moist folds of heaven.
Got to the part in Magica where we were talking about tall, like, height discrepancies and weird sexual positions. It made me think of the part in Magica I got to where Gentle and Pi actually, like, are married to do it.
Yeah, they have sex for the one and only time.
And they're talking about how, or, Clive Barker's describing how because it's a mischief. It's not a he or a she. It's a mischief. And so it's a third, some other type of genitalia. Yeah. And it's just the narrator's voice.
It's
just like
kind of dry old British voice, just describing this flowery, protruding,
like a frantic dove.
Yeah.
And then just the voice that he gives Gentle is not how I pictured Gentle sounding, but I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
But he's just like, come on then, like, let's do it the third way. And Pi's like, you can't. He's like, no, come on, let's just do it. Let's figure it out. It's whatever that third way. It's not penetration or
I'm not
being
dropping jaws. I'm just gonna do it.
Oh, come on, Pi. Just do it. I don't know, whatever it is that thing of yours does, just flap it all over me. Come on, then.
Just whap it up. Let's do it.
Then the voice that he gives Pi, it's just not how when I first read the book, in my head, I had given Pi a fairly effeminate, but not purely feminine voice. Like, just how they, just what came into my mind, like you would picture maybe a gay guy having a slightly higher, softer voice, but you know, it's really an androgynous, obviously. And then the way the narrator gives Pi's voice or speaks for Pi, it's like, I don't know, almost tribal, like, I don't know, like weird. It's not an accent that you would have, well, obviously from our world, because you know what I mean. How do you describe it? It was
I don't know. It's
just
weird
like,
listening to it. It doesn't sound like any kind of accent I'm familiar with.
But
it almost sounds like the narrator invented it whole cloth for that purpose. I
mean, and it's just, but it's not how I pictured it. And I kind of pictured it to be a lot more attractive than that.
Yeah.
Not attractive in like sounding like a female, but just, you know, just a lot more not dry old British guy trying to affect some made up accent.
Riggs, that dog's been there for 15 years. You're not even gonna make it to 8.
Yeah, and wait till I find a wand that makes you speak. I'm gonna bonk you with it.
And then we're gonna find out all you say is hello.
And ow. Please stop. Please stop hitting me. I love you. Ow.
He loves you.
Yeah, but listening to the narrator talk about Pi, talking about sex stuff, it's just like, hey, you're killing it for me, man.
That guy, I think he probably narrates all of the... Oh god, if that guy narrates Cold Heart Canyon, then I need to get Cold Heart Canyon, because that book is nothing but sex.
So
for like 600 pages.
Is that even fantasy or horror at all?
It's fantasy horror, yeah. There's a big orgy with the ghosts of all of the famous actors from Hollywood's golden age that this guy wanders into. And there's a how do I put this? There's an incredibly vivid description of double penetration. To the point where whoa.
Clive Barker can describe some shit, man.
Yeah.
He really can.
He's been he's been some places.
And the thing is, reading the books, like, and listening to the narrator does a great job, without trying, making it less erotic, so it's kind of easier to listen to in public.
Oh yeah,
being like, fuck, I probably should stop listening to this or reading it. You know, reading the book, you're like, whew, it's getting hot. But then you listen to the narrator, and he's like, come on, Pi, just flutter that thing around my face. No, gentle. That's not what it's made for. Oh, come on.
Is it Trey Parker?
I don't know. This is a long audiobook. It's a long book.
Yeah. It's 1,000 pages.
I also used my recent credit to pick up Infinite Jest.
I've been hearing about that a lot. Why have you been hearing about that a lot?
I don't know, but I've been hearing about it a lot too. And
everyone's just...
I don't even know. It's funny-ish, kind of. It's interesting to listen to because it's funny and well written. So it makes it, it's really super wordy, and apparently it's just super long. I got the audiobook because I wasn't about to read that shit.
Yeah.
And
one of those books you pick up and you go, nah.
I think it's like 56 hours long.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's longer than a Magica.
Longer than a Magica. That might be longer than Kitty. Stay away. That might be longer than book 3 of The Song of Ice and Fire, or Game of Thrones. I'm so out. I'm so out of it. I have such little interest in Game of Thrones now. I completely forgot what it was called for a moment. I think that one was like 50. Oh man, is there for the badass dragon gets such hopeful music because he's the dragon of hope.
If you believe in the future,
then use my powers to fight in the name of hope. How do you?
Geez, Zephyr, we kind of.
I don't know. I thought you'd sound different. I mean, you're supposed to bolster us in our darkest hour. You know, look to my wings and fly.